Welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and comment on the videos. I hope you enjoy the show. Now, let's go. Hello, Billy Ho here. Just a real quick, doing a DraftKings video for the PGA Tour. And this week we are Sanderson Farms, Jackson, Mississippi. I hope you watched the preview show because I kind of broke down the course layout and the specs on the course, the Bermudas, the length, and the scoreable holes, the four par fives, kind of longish, scoreable par fours, things of that nature. Well, I went through and I looked and I did a hole by hole flyover just to reacquaint myself with the golf course. It's a country club. It's a resort type course. It's basically straight right in front of you, dog leg left, more like curvy left. It does seem to favor guys who hit the draw, the right to left ball flight a little bit. So that's all right, but it's distance. I mean, there's no real trouble. You can just spray it wherever you want to almost and get there. Bomb and gouge all day. You're definitely going to need to be dialed in with the irons and the wedges and whatnot. But that's enough of that. I wanted to since pricing came out, I wanted to get you all on board with the prices. Take a look at some players and see what we could come up with. I ran a couple of models, a mixed condition, and then a middle of the road 6-month model. So let's take a look. All righty then. This is the very first model I ran was this custom stat model here. And the custom stats are as follows. I got a mixture of, I got more driving distance, a little strokes gained off the tee, because I think that's real important. And greens gained, strokes gained approach, obviously. DK points, birdies. I told you about the 6 par fours. And of course, there's 4 par fives, so you always got to have a little par 5 action. And wedges, I went from 100, 125, 125, 150. I didn't really put too much percentages here. But then I went with putting from 5 to 10 and then from 10 to 15 feet. So what I did was in my mixed condition model over here, I ran the putting for Bermuda grass only. And then I ran like a 3-month model on the wedges. And then I ran like a 6-month on the off the tee and the par fives because I wanted a little bit bigger sample size. So let's take a look up top here. Of course, slamming Sammy Burns. He's going to be massively owned, 25 to 30% easily. He could in like smaller single entry high dollar tournaments. He's 50. He's 50% owned. He's probably 45 to 50 in the Billy Ho tournament. I mean, when you got these guys up top, 4 guys above 10, and he's only 10-7. Well, let's see. JT Poston has won a couple of golf tournaments, right? So I feel in that. But Burns is just a prohibitive winner. And, he just had a great week at the President's Cup. Maybe if they did too much celebrating, he played all 5 matches, maybe you think he's going to be off. He's going to take a week off, but I don't know. The guy seems to want to come out and win tournaments he knows he can win. And I'm pretty sure this is a tournament he knows he can win because he can just fire it. I just went regular off the tee. And his recent form hasn't been real great in some of these categories, but he still makes a ton of birdies. He's great on par fives. He had all those rounds last week at Quail Hollow to get the fall swing groove going again. So he should be well prepared. He's kind of a no-brainer. I really looked for a lot of different ways to fade him, but I'm having a hard time. Now, if you do want to pivot off of him, I think the Gala is a good pivot. He's going to be half the ownership, and putting is going to be the key with him. So just real quick, I wanted to look at him and see, he's a little down in the Bermuda category, but he hasn't been out there. He's 6 at Fortinet. He's got some great finishes, and he seems to be putting, trending upwards. But this is Bermuda at the Tour Championship. He lost 2.5. The 3M Open. Off the top of my head, don't quote me. It's not Bermuda, so I'm pretty sure it's bent because I think it's back to back bent right here. So he did gain 2.8 on something I know is Bermuda. So that's cool. John Deere, I do believe, is see, don't quote me. I can't think of this stuff off the top of my head now. Damn it. Anyway, Tagala and then Henley. God, the stat model loves some Russell Henley. I mean, Jesus, dude is just always number one in everything. And strokes gained off the tee is 25th because he's so accurate. He's not long off the tee, which is strike one because I do want bombers. But he's still really good with those wedges. And Bermuda is his best surface. Number one, I do believe I went last 12 months on this. So long-term form, he's excellent on par fours and 10 to 15 feet, which is most of the time your birdie range. And 5 to 10 feet, you can easily get to 101 if you're, you know, 25% instead of 30% or something like that. So I don't mind that too much. But all the top fives here is just I don't have him marked yet, but he's probably a guy that'll be in the pool. Denny, who I love to play, I'm not 100% sold on him just yet. He basically is going to have to ride the short game like he has at this course before. But T20s at 9,900, I'm going to want a little more upside than that. So I may pass on him. FYI, Munoz is out. He withdrew. Taylor Montgomery looks like a solid play. Monty bombs it off the tee. Excellent putter. 13% ownership, probably. He might be really good on Bermuda grass, too. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. But he looks like a really good putter because a lot of his spike weeks on some of the random PGA, he's gaining like 6 strokes putting. So that's always good news. And in the stat model here, DK points, par fours, solid, and birdie or better, he's in there. Not bad. Stallings looks like a play. He's well over that awful. He lost like 12 strokes approach at the Tour Championship. I think he got the Icarus syndrome on that one. He pulled an Icarus because he flew a little bit too close to the sun at the Tour Championship, and his chariot burst into flames, and he just crashed hard. And the reason I say that is because he had such an awesome run leading up to that. So it just seemed like he was just flying high, and then boom, he hit, his little wax wings melted on him and he crashed. So enough of that. Keegan, I think I'll play on pure talent. He's obviously a great ball striker. He's great off the tee, and he likes to hit the right to left ball flight, which can only help on some of these holes. So long-term form is awesome. He's pretty good with the wedges. I mean, he's not great over the long haul last 3 months or so, but he can get it dialed in, and I'll play that pure talent. Seabez, just when I tell you, oh, this guy, he's such a short knocker, he can't get it done on long courses. He does. I don't know. I'll keep an eye on ownership for that, but I'm not playing him. I got to speed this up. Riley at 9K, lost 6 strokes putting last out, and he looks like a good bounce back candidate for me. That was the same for Keegan. He lost almost the same in that missed cut. So he's got a bounce back coming. The next guy in the 8K range I want to talk about is Thomas Detry. I don't think people talk about him, but I don't think people are going to click on him. There's too many familiar names around here, and with the Rileys and the Taylor Moores, Harris English showed a little signs of life. He'll be middle of the road, probably, Detry. I want to say no worse than 15%. Long off the tee, good on par fives, DK scoring machine when he's on. He makes a ton of birdies. He had a 12th at the Fortinet. I think one of these European guys like him is going to come over and win their first golf tournament at one of these fall events. So maybe this is his week. We'll have to see. Moving down the line, I don't know if I want anybody. Chris Kirk is a cash play, but the upside, I just always question that upside with him. But he does have good course history. Another guy with good course history who I like this week is Gary Woodland. I think he'll go low on. I want to say maybe sub 10%, 12% at the most, but 8.1K for a bona fide winner. And we know the hip injury, he's had problems. The long term form is all right. Recent form could be better, but he's long off the tee and he's good with his wedges. If he could just get the putter going and put it all together, because he does one thing good or has one good day, and then he'll make the cut and he's in the top 10, and then you look on Sunday and he's T55, and you're like, well, what the hell happened, Gary? Come on. Well, anyway, another guy I'm going to run back is Brendan Steele. I think he's so good in the model, and he's long off the tee. He gains strokes. He's accurate. He's good with his wedges. Hits plenty of greens. Good on the par fives. He's got everything he needs. He lost 5.3 strokes putting at Fortinet. So I think he doesn't do that again. If he does, then fuck him. Excuse my language. But I think he'll be good. 7,900 is a fair price. If you remember at Fortinet, he was like 9,000 or some shit. But 7,900, I can bear that. I will run with it. I might take a look at Putnam. I don't know to see his recent form. He's not really throwing bows in my model or nothing, but the guy can move the flat stick, so that's always a plus. Nick Hardy's somebody I like to play. I think he's had time off. I think he got burnt out toward the end of the season. He played like 7 or 8 events in a row. So I might give another look at him. Lower, people might jump on because he had such a good week at Fortinet a couple weeks ago. But I think I'm going to pivot on down here to Kevin Streelman. I'm going to try to play more veterans this week, I think. Streelman and Svensson. Svensson doesn't bomb it like I like, but he does everything else well. And he seems to be figuring out the putter. He was really atrocious in the summertime with the putter. So I like that. I'm banking on that accuracy off the tee and the iron play. And then I will hope for close to even on birdies. So I'm going to be looking at Svensson. I might look at Hubbard. I wanted to play Nick Taylor, but I'm not 100%. I'm still up in the air on Luke List. He missed the cut, and I'm sure if you watch Pat Mayo, the PME experience, he mentioned Luke List. All he needed to do was get up and down from this, and it was a bad spot. He was downhill, thick grass. It was really, even if he'd have got the club on the ball, I mean, he might have had a 15 to 25-foot putt to make that cut, but he left the ball. He didn't move the ball. He got underneath it or something. And, of course, that shot him in the foot. But this seems like a good week to jump on Luke List because he does bomb off the tee. He's really good with those wedges and iron play. And with him, it's just the putter most of the time. Now, around the green game, it cost him last week, but he's typically pretty good around the green. So I may give him a shot. Now, of course, Streelman, Davis Thompson has been coming up a lot, and I believe our Discord shout out. I believe Jonesy Bo, I believe my dude mentioned him. So shout out on that. Doesn't look good in my model, but that doesn't really matter. He doesn't have. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has hardly no sample size to speak of. But he is a big hitter, I believe. He's a big hitter off the tee. So ninth at the Fortinet, and that's just solid across the board in ball striking. I love to see all the greens, tee to green play, and a little positive on the putting front. Now, we don't know what kind of putter he is really. The small sample size, you can't really tell. Now, the wind, I will be checking the weather before we sign off. So I'm going to move on. Davis Thompson might be in play. Now, I want to get down here to some other guys. Excuse me. One hot second. Benny Ann, I may run back. He was amazing. He was my pick at the Fortinet, and he came through in a big way. He showed everything I said. He showed a little bit better putting, gained some distance. Happy to and excited and hyped up to be back on tour. So he's ready to compete, and he certainly showed that. So I'm thinking maybe I run Benny on back as long as he's not over, popular. I don't think he will be. I want to say, yeah. So he's probably going to be maybe 9%. So not terrible. So he's in my player pool, I do believe. So and a couple other guys I'm looking at. Buckley's going in the pool. I like the way he's playing ball striking wise. He just worries me with the putter. If he could have a decent week putting at sub 10%, he's going to fire. I believe he had a fourth place here last year, which is nice. Brandon Wu at 7K is also, he's lost approach in his last two events, but he's good on par fives. He's good putting. He should be well under 10%. He's probably going to be a 5%er. And greens and regulation, always good. So Brandon Wu, I might give a shot at 7K. Now dipping into the sub sevens, the first guy I'm looking at is Austin Smotherman. Long off the tee, great at greens and regulation, birdies, par fours, and he's kind of middling in the other categories, but par fives, he's long off the tee. So I think it's going to benefit him on these long par fives. So I think that 74 is going to be more like 50 as far as like his ranking in par five scoring. So I will bump him up seventh off the tee. He hits it a mile. So I like that about him. Next guy up in the short knocker category, I'm going back to Adam Long. It's been a long time, Long. I haven't played you in so long. But you are my dude. Let me move myself out of the way right quick. Number one from 5 to 10 feet over the long haul past year on Bermuda. Still 30th and 400 to 450, 13th. I think he's of course he's really going to struggle on these par fives. So they're basically going to be layup holes for him. So that's my only downfall. But the good news is at least one to possibly two of the four par fives, everybody's going to have to lay up on because there's a pond in front of the long par five, I believe, on the front nine. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think that might even the playing field. Number one in greens gain over the last 6 months off the tee. You can see he's terrible in distance, but he rounds it out with accuracy. So 27th off the tee is not bad. So the last guy I want to talk about and who will probably be mentioned, I haven't watched enough pods, but Ben Griffin just recently came back on tour. He's only got about 8 rounds. He's missed cuts. I'll show you his stat line. It's not very good. Honestly, he does hit it. 312. He can hit it further than that. He's longer. But the Fortinet, I feel like he was fourth at Wyndham, which is good. I think he took advantage of some really, really good short game work there. And I think he's got the short game talent. I think he can do it. Now off the tee, he's about even, you can see, but I think on this course, I think he's going to be positive because I think he can hit it out there. I want to say, no, I'm not going to look at that because I don't have enough sample size, but he's missed a whole bunch of cuts. But he's got some really, really good finishes in the Korn Ferry Tour. So I like him. And you could do worse at 6,300. But the only thing is, if you go down to 6,300, you're expecting to see zeros, ones, zeros. But you got 7%. That kind of concerns me. I mean, it's not bad. This is Fantasy National, so he is probably, a little bit off. I think in regular GPPs, he's sub 5% all day. I don't think people are running to the window to play and click on Ben Griffin. So, last thing I want to do before we finish is look at the weather. Okay, Jackson, Mississippi, Woodland Hills Station. That's about as close as I could get. So, nice t shirt. Anyway, I told you in the preview video, sunny skies, uh, comfortable temperatures all week long, mid 70s to low 80s, gravy train there. But it is Mississippi, and you saw, and I saw, or at least I saw, of course, there's some trees, but it's pretty flat and level. I mean, so the wind's going to play a factor. So we got Wednesday and we got Thursday. I'm going to electric slide back over here. Close that piece of shit. Now, Thursday, AM gravy train. Now it starts to tick up a hair bit to 11 or 12 in the afternoon, which is not too bad. And then you got Friday. It's way down, ticks up the same way by 4 p.m. So it does look pretty even split wise as far as AM PM stacks, but we'll keep an eye on it to see. I just wanted to double check my math because it does now. See, you got this Wednesday, it's up here at 15. So if this breezy day pushes into Thursday afternoon, you're talking about an AM PM chop for a lineup stack. All righty then. Billy Ho, PGA DraftKings, second event of the fall season, Sanderson Farms. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you got some good tips. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm about to hit 200, so let's go for 300. I'd love to see 300 by the end of the year. It's lofty, but I got NFL content out. I got NFL contests for both, well, NFL and PGA. So get her done. Top two paid $2 entry up to 50. I think it's 40 for the PGA. So until the next video, which will probably be some NFL content coming soon, we'll see you then. Thank you for watching.